Yes. Dhyan, first I'll tell about Dhyan, then I'll give you a little tip about what to do. The system of meditation that we use, according to the teachings of great master, who was my master, those teachings have worked for me. So I always commend them. There may be many other forms of teaching which may be equally good, I don't know. What I have practiced and it worked, I share that. It has 3 parts. The first part is using words, spoken words, repeating them to help you not to think of other things and to concentrate your attention behind the eyes at the starting point of a spiritual journey. We call it Simran, a repetition of words. Mantra, zikr, all the same words, depending what language you're speaking. Whether you zikr or you do Simran or you do repetition or mantra, it is just use of words which can be spoken and written, and we use it to establish ourselves at the starting point of our meditation. Then we get on to finding who we are by trying to locate ourselves. And since we are the one looking for and we are the one who have to be seen, there's a little problem there because we are used to 2 things being separate. We are used to the one who is looking for something that's not the same thing. Supposing you say, I'm looking for myself. Well, you're already there. What are you looking for? So it doesn't make sense. But we are looking for ourselves. So there are 2 ways of looking for ourselves. One, the most mundane, simple way of looking, that we picture ourselves as somebody else who knows more. And we bring that picture, and that picture becomes the picture of our master. Because master and I, we are the one, same. But we think we are separate. We have separated for that reason, to be able to look for ourselves. Since we always look outside, the master jumps from inside to outside, it becomes a human being, and we look outside and say, that's it, I feel it. I feel master knows more about me than I know. I feel master knows everything about me. Why? Because he is you. That's why he has to know more. He is knowing more because he is not different, but looks different. So it's very exciting experience to see somebody looks different and has been separated by us because of physical reality and yet is internally just the same. So that's one way of looking at ourselves. But since this is also temporary and this is not possible 24 hours, there's another way of looking at ourselves. Do we, as consciousness per se, manifest ourselves in any other way, not as an experience, but ourselves being an experience? And the answer comes yes. We start as a creative power of consciousness, and then we build into it a resonance of our own power, a vibration that travels throughout and continues to create forms. But the vibrational part continues to be us. And the melodious part of the vibration, the musical part, continues to be us, no matter where we are. It descends right down up to the physical plane. And therefore, right now when we are here, our own self not only is a self experiencing things around, but also emanating from itself a sound. We call it sound because it is at this level audible. We call it the audible sound because only at the physical level it's audible, you can hear it. So that's another way to look at our own self, to find our own self, that we then move on from establishing there, which is with the help of repetition of words, we then go to the point where we manifest ourselves and we are able to hear the sound, we are only pulling ourselves to ourselves. It's a great way. The whole purpose of Surt Shabd Yoga is this: put your attention on the sound that is really yourself. That's really your master, that's really yourself, that is creating the universe. Descriptions of the sound have been attempted. Nobody has been able to really describe it. How can... John's Gospel says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. The Word was God. And how can Word be God? How can Word be Creator? They're referring to something that's audible here. Therefore, they use the word word. Otherwise, they wouldn't use shabd, word, nad, sound. In the Islamic culture, the Sufis are called Bhange Asmani. that the sound that is coming from the asman, from the sky, the sound that can be heard anywhere, the sound that resounds, sound that has a melody and resounds, the sound that is not separated from us. We don't hear it from outside of ourselves. We hear it from inside ourselves. So the next phase of making progress is through the sound. But then we don't give up the other part, that we can also see ourselves in a master. So the master appears in physical form. We are in physical form. We get a good idea. Then we establish the master's form inside. And how do we establish the form of the master inside? By recall. Because most of life is recall, is remembering, is through memory. We recall, we saw the master. The face still is the same. We saw the master. When he walked like this. When he sat like this. When he talked like this. When we recall all these little events of the physical being who was the master, it gets installed in us and we can recall, and then a new thing happens. That when we recall, master came and said hello to me, but when he recall inside, he stays beyond hello and starts talking as if he's already there. This process of bringing the master to recall inside and being able to see him inside through memory is called dhyan. Dhyan is contemplation of the master inside, but not a picture of the master. A picture was silent outside, picture will be silent inside. It's the living person who we recall and he comes back there. So dhyan is a very useful device in both stages. The stage when we are repeating words and the stage when we are listening to the sound. It can be used anytime, and it helps us to concentrate our attention better at the third eye center behind the eyes when we are trying to meditate through Simran, repetition, or through listening to the sound. Mind tries to run. This is one of the good ways to bring the mind back with dhyan. So dhyan is a very important part of this meditational process on the spiritual path. Now, those who are initiated have been instructed how to use dhyan. And that's good to remember that dhyan is not making up a picture. Dhyan is not looking at, remembering a picture. Dhyan is not putting a photo in front of you. Dhyan is recalling the actual experience with a living being. And that living being becomes more alive as you make more progress on the spiritual path. Now to go to your own question. A little tip for you. Get mad at your master. Say, why can't I see you as I saw you then? Why can't I do this? Talk to him. Talk to him with fervor, enthusiasm. That enthusiasm is not coming from your mind, it's coming from your soul seeking to get that back. If you try that, he'll appear.